And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes. I am back to count down the top 10 budget cards in NBA 2K22 my team. Now, normally I do the top 10 cards under 100K, but honestly, that list really hasn't changed. And I would say maybe I add two or three players onto that list, but all three of them would be on this list anyway. So I decided just not to do that one. I'll be back with that series next week. So I actually recorded this while I was live over on Twitch, but my frames dropped so crazy that I went like this and went remix every 5 seconds. So I had to like record it again. So, if you're seeing this for the second time, salute. Anyways, you guys know the drill. Count down the top 10 budget cards under 25K, preferably. And before we get there, I usually do about 4 or 5 honorable mentions. So let's get some honorable mentions out of the way. A couple of new cards in here. First honorable mention is Sekou Demboya. Now, look, Sekou's really, really good. You can get him for like 1,000 MT. 6'8". It's always nice to have a really overpowered Ruby card. And he is a great Ruby. Whether that be for like offline stuff or online stuff, it's always beneficial to have someone like Sekou. And he can hold his own against, great cards, obviously. For 1,000 MT, I don't think you can get a better power forward, small forward. I don't. He can move pretty well. He shoots. He plays defense. He can dunk. There's absolutely nothing wrong with Sekou at all. Like, he's really, really good. Stats-wise, he's fantastic. Badge-wise, he's fantastic. He's got 41 golds. Pretty much every important gold badge you'd want him to have, he has. If you're, whether that be, you're new to the game or you haven't played for a while or you're just looking for like a fun card to use, Sekou's your man. I think I'm saying that right. I think it's Sekou. I don't know. Second honorable mention. Realistically, he probably shouldn't be here, but like, you guys know the drill. This is my boy. It's Captain Kirk. I gotta hype Captain Kirk when I can. You can get Captain Kirk for like 2,500 MT, and honestly, he's, aside from me being a Kirk Heinrichs like stan, he's actually pretty good. 6'4" point guard. Like, he can kind of handle the ball pretty well. He plays great defense. He's got a Hall of Fame clamps. He's 6'4". He's got a pretty good player build. Base 22, not the greatest point guard release, but it's not the worst in the world, especially if you're somebody who runs like a shooting guard that's more of your like primary ball handler. Like, Kirk can hold it down. He can play shooting guard too. 6'4" is fine for that. Badge wise, I mean, he's got it all really. Pickpocket, dimer, interceptor, intimidator, limitless, and chef on gold, lucky number 7 too. He plays pretty well in clutch time. He's even got like gold quick first step. He's not really a dunker at all. But I mean, everything else he does really well. 93 steal, 89 perimeter defense. Like, Kirk Heinrich is just a very good, cheap, well-rounded point guard. And for that reason, he is on the list. Next up, honorable mention. I've talked about this card a lot, so I'm not going to go into a crazy amount of detail here, but Diamond Mike Miller. I mean, Diamond Mike Miller's good. You can find badged up versions with like gold clamps and stuff. They're like 7K MT. A lot of the reason I don't think he's the greatest card in the world. This one has 2 additional Hoff badges for 9,000. Hold on. What Hoff badges does this man have? What is going on here? Green Machine and Hot Zone Hunter. Well, I mean, I'm definitely going to pick up the 2 additional Hoff badge Mike Miller. Because why not? For 8,000 or for 9,000, yeah, that's a good deal. I don't care about that. So, look, Mike Miller is really, really good. 6'8". He's got a good release. He is just kind of well-rounded. He does everything pretty okay. He's not the greatest defender, but he's an offensive threat. He can attack the rim. He can shoot from deep. There's just not a lot of really solid wings. 2 guards specifically in the budget tier, and I think Mike Miller is fire. Also, is Mike Miller. When do you get to hoop with Mike Miller? Never. Our final honorable mention is John Wall. And I'll be honest, is John Wall a top 5 point guard in this game anymore? No. Is he a top 10? Debatable, but it would be like 9 or 10 if he was. John Wall's still good. I still use him as my point guard occasionally. Granted, he did get surpassed by a point guard we got on Friday. John Wall's still really good. I mean, look, the reason he's on this list in the first place is because he's still more than usable. Is he a tad bit outdated? Sure. Is he still fun to use? Absolutely. Still an honorable mention for that reason. All right, let's get to the actual list now. Number 10, Dolph Shays. This card had aside from Diamond Clay, I would say that Dolph Schayes had the most longevity in my team. Now, I would try to get a masked version. I've been seeing masked versions go for under 25K all day. It looks like they're slightly above right now. But masked Dolph Schayes is still like, just like John Wall. Everything I said about John Wall would go for Dolph Schayes as well. Like, you know what I mean? He's not like a top 10. He's probably still top 10 at power forward, though. Truly, he might be. Like I said, 9 or 10 if he is. He's probably not, but he's still like very, very good. For 25K, you could do a lot worse. Dolph Schayes does a little bit of everything, man. He plays defense, he dunks, he has a wet jump shot. Like, he's just outdated. That's why he's like lower on the list. But a lot of people haven't ever got a chance to use him, so now you can. And he's still more than usable. Number 9. I am definitely the highest person on this card. John Havlicek, for sure. Jump Shot 17 is honestly the best release in my team on current gen. I don't know. I haven't used it on next gen in a while, but Havlicek is absolutely wet. Here's the thing. If you use your shooting guard as a primary or even secondary ball handler, I don't think John Havlicek is the guy for you. But if you use him strictly as a 3-and-D cone, occasionally pushing the ball up the floor in like transition or something, like Havlicek can hold it down, dude. He is a fantastic defender. He's got one of the best releases in the game, a great badge count. I love this Havlicek card. I really do. He doesn't have a chef, which I'm going to put on him, but I can't stress enough that at the 2 guard position, there's not a lot of budget options that are really good. And Havlicek is so much better than you would expect. I'm not kidding. All right, number 8. I talked about this card a lot last week in last week's video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Jeff Green, you can get Jeff Green for like 1,500 MT. And I'm not kidding. He is probably the best wing that you can buy for that price. He can do everything. If you want to attack the rim with him, he can do that. He can shoot. He's got a good jump shot. He plays defense. He can play small forward or power forward just fine. Jeff Green is an absolute necessity for anybody operating a solid budget squad. And I would say he's a necessity for everybody too, because if we ever have to use Amethyst, he's definitely the best Amethyst wing, at least that we have right now. So you should definitely pick him up. And he can hold his own against much better cards. Jeff Green's fire, dude. Number 7 is a new card. And apparently they won't let me. There we go. And that's Lou Williams. The Big Lou is nasty. Big Lou is nasty. You can get this card for 2,000 MT. He is easily the best point guard you can buy for even remotely close to that price. Bob Cervez is typically about 5 or 6K, so like he is close enough where I would say Bob Cervez is still better. But Lou Williams is fantastic, dude. Lou Williams is so good. 6'1", pickpocket, clamps, mismatch, giant, deadeye, and sniper. You know, he does come standard with pretty much every dribbling badge, every defensive badge. He also has like Lucky Number 7, Blinder, Circus 3s, Limitless Spot Up, and Chef, which are all fantastic. If you're trying to play like, let's say, clutch time on a budget, go grab Lou Williams. In addition to the card being just pretty good and pretty fun to use anyway, like he is so much fun to play with offline. He is. He's so much fun to play with offline. Like he's fast, he can shoot, he can kind of boom a little bit. He's only got 65 driving dunk, but you can kind of hold it down. He plays good defense. And you know what? Honestly, it just feels good to have a good Lou Williams card. It's been a long time since we've had a good one. So he's on the list for that reason. Number 6, I just talked about him. I'm sure it's a spoiler alert to a certain extent, but Bob Sura, come on. My boy, damn, Bob Sura is way cheaper than I had anticipated. He was like 5K the other day. What happened? Why is he so cheap now? That's nuts. Okay. Bob Sura is about the same price as Lou Williams. So if you're trying to make a decision between the two, I would go with Bob Sura. Because Bob Sura, in addition to being 6'5" and just overall better, he's like a white guy from the 90s, which I think is hilarious. Like watching Bob Sura hoop makes me laugh. I looked up Bob Sura highlights on YouTube the other day. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of disappointed. I thought he was like way more raw than that, but it is what it is. Bob Sura is the most well-rounded point guard and the best point guard that you can buy for this price. If you're looking to run rim, but rim run. If you're looking to facilitate, if you're looking to defend, Bob Sura does it all. He can actually hold his own against the best point guards in the game. No question about it. He's phenomenal. And honestly, if I knew he was 2,000, he would probably be way higher on this list, honestly. But I have a bunch of new cards I wanted to touch on. Next up, we got Tony Kukoc. I've seen a lot of hype on Tony Kukoc. He's pretty good. And my dad hates Tony Kukoc. I don't know what Tony Kukoc did to my father. My father's a diehard Bulls fan. I don't know if because Jerry Krause was like slurping on Tony Kukoc super hard back in the 90s and was trying to get rid of my dad's favorite player of all time, Scottie Pippen, for him. But my dad has like a never-ending burning hatred for Tony Kukoc. Even yesterday when I called my brother and I was like, yo, you need to pick up Tony Kukoc. He's really good. My dad was in the background like, man, Tony Kukoc is a bitch. And I was like, damn, that's pretty harsh. But anyways, Kukoc is good. He's a 6'10", small forward, power forward, wherever you want to play him. He plays pretty well at both. I wish he had Ray Allen base instead of Brook Lopez base, but Brook Lopez base is okay. It's better on next gen than it is on current gen, in my opinion. But that, like I said, my opinion. That being said, he stretches the floor. He can handle the rock a little bit. He plays pretty competent defense. He has like gold clamps. I think he might have interceptor too. Let me double check on that. He's got rim protector too, which I think is pretty cool, and like intimidator. He's definitely the best wing you can buy for 5,000 MT. And honestly, anybody who's trying to assemble a budget squad, you need to go grab Tony Kukoc. Straight up. In addition to this next guy, for sure, number 4, Josh Smith. You could do a lot worse. Like if we're looking at players 7, 6, 5, 4, and 3 on this list, if you were to assemble all of them in the starting lineup, you would be doing just fine. Josh Smith, power forward, Tony Kukoc, small forward, Bob Sura, shooting guard, Lou Williams, point guard, and the next guy, who, spoiler alert, is going to be Serge Ibaka. If that's your starting lineup, you could be doing a lot worse. Josh Smith is a lockdown defender. He can shoot from the corners. He can dunk. Good player build. Nothing wrong with him. And obviously, I spoiled it already, but number 3 is Ibaka. The reason Ibaka is so high is because we really don't have any budget centers that you can buy. Truly, like that are really as effective as Ibaka. Like we don't. Like it's annoying because 2K hasn't really given us any budget centers at all. I think the last time we got budget centers was like, I don't know. I just feel like we haven't had good budget centers in forever, dude. Like Mobley was probably the last budget center. I mean, like Porzingis is like 40K. I wouldn't consider that like necessarily a budget center, but like the last good like budget center we got was probably like Birdman, and he's not even that good. Like, you know what I mean? We really haven't gotten any good budget big men at all. Ibaka is still, without a doubt, the best budget center you can buy for under 40K. For sure. And honestly, like, he's not that much worse than Kristaps, if we're being honest. Like, Kristaps is better, but Ibaka's like right there. You know what I mean? Ibaka is fire. He does everything. He defends. He shoots from deep. He's Kevin Garnett with worse stats and badges and a better jumper. That's what he is. So go scoop him. Number 2. Couple new guys here. Lamar Odom. Come on, dude. This card should not be this cheap. I've seen him go for as low as 10K, which is absurd. He's, in my opinion, at the small forward, he's a top 10 small forward in this game that you can get for around like in between 10 and 20K, which is silly. Like he's great. He's actually kind of a dribble god too with hyperdrive and quick chain. He doesn't have like the best dribble moves, but he's still like not very terrible. I think he has fundamental dribble style, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check on that. It's not terrible. Oh no, he's got Paul George dribble style. That's right. It's not that bad, honestly, though. He's got the Jordan crossover and the Wiggins behind the back, which sounds like it sucks, but it's actually not that bad. Lamar Odom is easily the best card you can buy for around 10-15K at the small forward position, for sure. He's got Paul George base and Paul George upper. There's just really nothing wrong with this card. I really like it. But number 1 holds a special place in my heart. If you've been watching this channel for a long period of time, you already know who it is. Jeremy Lin. Glitch Jeremy Lin is fire. And he's about the same price as Lamar Odom. And my God, I cannot explain how fire this card is. So good. It's essentially a purchasable Gary Payton. Same jump shot, which I don't mind it on normal timing. Some people are going to tell you that it's like too slow or that it sucks or whatever. I personally do not believe that. He's got shifty dribble style, so all the dribble gods will give him his pass as being good. Scottie Pippen behind the back, LeBron crossover. He's got elite dribble moves. He plays defense. like insanely well. He can shoot from deep. He doesn't have limitless spot up. That's really the only like negative thing I could say about him, but he does have at least gold chef, which is good. Only gold quick first step too, which some people have said is pretty annoying, but I don't think it's really the biggest deal in the world. He needs lucky number 7. He needs limitless spot up, but other than that, he's complete straight out of the package. Like, you don't need to give him anything. Like 85 driving dunk, 96 perimeter defense, 95 lat, 95 steal, elite tendencies, got 90 pass intercept, 90 on ball steal, 65 contest shot, which is totally fine. Badge wise, straight elite. Jeremy Lin is without a doubt the best point guard you can buy for under 25K. And in my opinion, he is without a doubt the best card that you can buy for under 25K. You can make a case for like Lamar Odom. You can make a case for any of these guys. It's just, I love Jeremy Lin, bro. Like, that's my guy. You guys know that. As always, has been your boy Cheap Loots. Let me know down in the comments if you plan on picking any of these guys up or have them already. And I'll be back with some more content tomorrow. I'm probably not going to drop too much tomorrow, but shout out to everybody who's been supporting the content. Anyway, look, drop a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, help me out. That'd be really cool. I'm like so close to 6,000 subscribers. And have a good night, man. Stay safe. Peace.